Hello and welcome to another Rock Players. It's Thursday, guys. We did it again. Another week. Sorry for not doing the show last week. I had a crazy work day and just had didn't have it in me to do a show. But we're here now and we are ready to rumble. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you in the U.S. because you're doing that thing right now. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. We got some guests joining us in just a little bit, and you will meet them soon. And yeah, I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and I hope that you've all followed the news, or rather, hope that you haven't, so I can do it for you. Yeah, we got Primo joining us in a minute. Miss Phoenix joining us as well. Hello, Aisha. Welcome. We also have Matthias had to drop. Unfortunately, had to cancel, which is always sad to see. I love having him here, but yeah, he'll probably be back for next week's show. Yeah. I'm well equipped with my saffron tea. Ah, you're British, yeah. So then you and me, we don't really do this whole Thanksgiving thing. Black Friday is a big deal, though. As someone who works in e-commerce, yeah, Black Friday is a big deal. So tomorrow I have an interesting day ahead of me with no work until 3 p.m. and then I work from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m., which is going to be really fun. Awesome. Hello, Joe. Hello, Neil. Hello, Mr. Urban World. And thank you, Rokk. Hello, Primus on his way. Yeah. And thank you. Thank you for trying to get hold of Holtz for me. I couldn't find him on my Discord. I know I have him as a friend on Discord, but I just couldn't find him. Yeah. If Amazon would take all of mine if I. They're probably some competitor to them, though. It's funny. Amazon really failed their launch here in Sweden. Hey, Prima Raid! Welcome, everyone. Hope you are all having a great Thanksgiving, or if you're not in the US or celebrate Thanksgiving, yeah. Yeah, please do. I have Prima has the link, Rokk has the link, and he can just ping me if he needs a link. Because yes, Holtz is joining us. Holtz was actually one of the founding members of this show, so it was me, Holtz, and Rokk, and then a few guests as well. Hey, he's mentioning me on Twitter. Hang on, I'll just quickly send him an invite. You're in chat? Yes, hang on, Holtz, I got you. I forgot that I forgot that I still use Twitter. Although I can't see your message from my camera. There we go. Here comes the link. There you go. Get in here, mate. Hello, Primo. Long time no see. How are you doing, man? Oh man, I think your audio is not picking up your mic currently. I think it might be the wrong mic being picked up, or.
Hello?
Yeah, now you can vaguely hear something. I don't. Once more. I think it's picking up something. Hang on, no.
Different? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Now that's a high quality mic. There you go.
It's good right there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
Damn, we're bringing the OG Stadia crew back together for tonight. It feels
I know.
like.
I think the last time that I was on somebody else's show was on Rokk when I was in the military doing my training up in the top of a mountain. I think that was the last time that I showed up.
Yeah. I think I remember that show. I think I watched that. I think that was just before I did my first outing on one of Rock's shows, and then
yeah.
I mean,
it was like
it's been a while, man. Great to see you, dude.
Yeah, same here.
And I mean, I always try to feel like I should join one of your streams, but then, I mean, your streams are always in the middle of the night due to the time difference.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, because you're up on the European side, right?
Yeah, Sweden.
Sweden, yeah. So I'm in Hawaii, so I'm even my time schedule is different than everybody else in the mainland.
Yeah.
So so when I'm available to stream, everybody's gonna sleep or waking up. I'm like right in the middle, and then I've been doing a lot of streams from Southeast Asia, like Thailand and Philippines, and that one I thought it was going to be work out better, but it's actually almost weird because it's a flip.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
the same issue, but
the
the other way around. Yeah.
yeah, the U.S. is waking up, and then you guys are getting ready to go to sleep. So it's one way or the other. I can't get it right.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So
one of those
yeah, it's really get
time
used
zones,
to it.
man. They're
I
weird.
know. It's pretty crazy though that we can get together like this, even though we're so far apart. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
So
really is.
you got to appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I mean, since you and I haven't really caught up yet in a while, are you like which cloud services are you still using cloud for gaming or?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So I try to use cloud. So the biggest problem that I had when I first started gaming, because remember I had I was a gamer. I wasn't even a gamer. I had access to the original Nintendo, and then there was a huge block, two decades where no gaming at all, and then the pandemic happened. I started playing, but my computers were old and they weren't keeping up. I didn't want to spend money on a console, so I was just using the old computers. So cloud was the best thing that came,
yeah,
that I could use. And then I just recently got a new gaming laptop because the other one kind of gave out. And so I've been playing, a few games installed like PUBG because the only option right now for cloud gaming would be on Boosteroid. But
yep,
then I'm also very stingy, so I don't want to have so many subscriptions and so many
yeah, yeah.
different services.
They add up.
They do add up. So right now, GFN is the main one because I got a laptop for my wife and for me, and they both came with a month free of Xbox Game Pass. So I've been using that one on GFN because
Yeah,
you're gonna have all the
yeah.
new games coming up.
I mean, that thing was a like it feels like a life changer for GFN. I think it was one of
Yeah,
the best things
yeah,
they've had happen to them.
yeah. Because I think a lot of people, because if you have Xbox, unless you have a gaming PC, you still can't take advantage of the PC games, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
100%.
so then you only have basically games you can play with controller, and so the reason that I've been kind of moving slowly into keyboard and mouse, and so that's why I've been using GFN for the Xbox games because I can use keyboard and mouse. I can't do that on the X Cloud. You know what I mean? It has to be a
Yeah, yeah,
controller. It has to be,
yeah,
and even then, I get some trouble with if I try to use a static controller. It has to be on the browser. It can't be on the app. So a bunch of issues that GFN kind of fixed for me at least.
yeah. I mean the Xbox on Game Pass on GFN is it's a one of the biggest I think things for me because I mean it's the thing that will make me keep Game Pass
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah. So now I got 3 months worth of Game Pass from all the different
Yeah,
free.
although to be fair though, I haven't used my game. Like I think because I signed up to the family plan that they trialed because
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some reason Sweden was one of the areas where they trialed it. So I tried that out and I loved it. It worked like it was a great deal. And then I think it took what was it um, like 4 months, and then they discontinued it. But what
Oh,
they did
okay.
was everyone who had like if you had 1 month left, every single family member in the family group got 3 months for free.
Mm.
And I had just bought like topped up a month, so I got 3 months. I think it's running out next week. So
Yeah, yeah.
I am wondering if like the code that my kids got will work on my account again, so I can keep going.
To extend it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because basically all we used it for, all my kids used it for, was to play Minecraft Dungeons on their phone with touch.
Okay. I think right now at this point, I feel like I'm just hoarding games. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I've been
You
doing
know,
that for way too long.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I get excited for certain games, especially like if they're on sale or if they're like the Epic games, all the free ones.
Yeah,
I've been collecting all of them up. Prime Gaming has a bunch of games I got for free, but I think I probably pay if I'm not streaming. I probably played about 3 games the entire last,
Yeah,
6 months or something. You know what I mean? And half of them, let's say 6 games, and half of them on the Switch. Um, so yeah, I think it's just a feels nice to be able to have options. You know what I mean? So when I jump on GFN, I just like trying different games, but because it's so much easier than having to install it. Now that I've installed a couple games on my laptop, or the fact that you have to install the games on the Switch kind of makes me appreciate cloud gaming a lot more.
yeah. Installs suck, and
Yeah,
storage management suck. I
yeah,
only like it took me 3 hours to fill up the PS5 when I got one.
yeah. I got a 1 terabyte card on my Switch, and it's just a lot.
Yeah, that fills
Hello.
up. Hello, Phoenix and Holtz. Welcome to
Hello!
the show, guys. How are you doing?
After you?
I'm great to join. Great to join. Happy to be here on this lovely Thanksgiving day. To our
Yes!
American friends.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Exactly.
I need to see loads of food pictures. I'm a foodie, so everyone tell me what you bet.
Yeah,
I know Primo's at McDonald's. That's not exciting.
yeah. That was our little secret, man.
It was speaking of food. It was funny. We had a plan that we're gonna make homemade pizzas today for dinner. So I prepped that, and then we had some miscommunication, me and my wife. So she came home with store bought with pizzas from a pizzeria. I was like,
Yeah.
but just and she arrived just as I took the pizzas out of the oven. So it was like, oh, we have twice as many pizzas as we need now.
That
So,
sounds
yeah.
like a good mistake right there.
Yeah. I mean, pizzas for lunch tomorrow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cold pizzas win, Bjorn.
Yeah, it does. But guys, welcome and welcome. And who's been playing anything fun lately?
I kind of went back to, but it's not in the cloud. Well, actually, I've been playing the Division, the first one on GFN. I do. So my daughter wants to stream that one, so I might stream that game later on with my daughter.
Yeah, do it. It
been
it
excited.
takes like if you don't go for the 100% and all the collectibles, it takes like an hour and a half maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
quite short. But then there you can spend like 3 hours doing collectibles if you want to. So, and then
Yeah.
there's mini games on top of that. You can play
Yeah, I
repeatedly.
did the
So
first
the kids will
look
have a
and-
blast.
I like the mechanics of it. It's like 3D, but it's not 3D.
Yeah,
So I think my daughter enjoyed that one too.
yeah. So 2.5D with. I mean, it's basically just playing through an episode of Bluey, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I've been playing Mario Wonder for a bit of fun. I just came
Nice.
off last few weeks ago from playing Spider-Man 2, and I was a bit fatigued because I'm getting a bit blown away, and I'm getting a bit fatigued with like sort of cinematic stories that go on for so long. And I went, you know what? I want something that captures, what I define as fun years ago. And I went, why not Mario Wonder? So 2D platformer, and I just fell in love with it again. So that's what I've been playing.
Está live. Depende en ver. Show her the bluey thing again. You know. she's more awkward than me, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. So how are you liking Mario then?
I'm really loving it. Absolutely loving it. Just so relaxing, just taking me time, having a ball with it. I just love the art.
Because I mean, my reference point for Mario, and first of all, I'm not a fan of Mario. Like I generally don't like Mario, but I have a wife and son who loves it. So we and I mean, currently they're like Super Mario Bros. Deluxe is being played weekly. Or still to this day, they're trying to like 100% it. Both of them.
I wouldn't say Mario was my go-to character to talking about gaming, but he's always been there since my upbringing in gaming. So he's always just a go-to that I always enjoy, and he's never.
But Mario lore makes no sense, and I hate it.
A bit of gaming fun, isn't it? You know what I mean? Jump on this, squish that, get this power up. It's any game.
He's a plumber who doesn't even do plumbing.
These days, they sort of got rid of his job description. Mario's a master.
Yeah, I know.
Now, isn't he? He's not just that.
Mario's Mario, but yeah, I did enjoy the movie though. But yeah, in general, I'm not also not a platform guy, but I am quite keen to get Wonder at some point, just because I know they will love it.
Well,
I will reluctantly touch it.
I was blown away with the movie because I was like, were the brothers always from Brooklyn? Have I just missed something out? Or
I think yes, if I remember correctly, they always were. Hello, Rokk. Glad you can join us for a spell.
Evening.
We can't hear you though. I think the mic's incorrect mic. Okay, yeah, he's just miming anyway. Phoenix, have you played anything of interest late?
I was convinced this week I was going to finish It Takes Two, but I'm nowhere near the end. I put a little post out on Threads. I was like, date night, we're going to finish this week, and then we absolutely did not. We're hours away still. I thought it was coming to an end, and it's not. But it's brilliant. I love it. It's such an awesome multiplayer
That one, you have to play that one with two players only.
Yep.
Yeah,
because it's constant. It's split screen constantly, even if you're not, like, even if you're playing remotely, it's split screen.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's designed for split screen co-op from.
And you can't even like one of you go ahead. Like you both have to be doing stuff at the same time to progress. You go off in different directions.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's a game built for co-op with co-op. Like, it's a co-op game through and through.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard a lot of good stuff about it, but I haven't jumped in.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm yet to play It Takes Two. I was this close to get to start playing it this weekend with my wife, but we ended up playing Mario instead. Much to her enjoyment and less to mine.
And I also completed Final Fantasy 16 this week. So
How are you doing on Baldur's Gate then?
I haven't played Baldur's Gate for about a week, which is amazing. I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, that's a good job. But are you close to the end in that, or
No. I've an hour into Act 2. I've played about 80 hours, and I'm only in Act 2. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've played 40 hours and I'm halfway through Act 3 at this point.
Oh.
But I've also skipped like a lot of content. No. Half of it I skipped intentionally. There we go, Rokk.
There we go.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Hallelujah. Hello, chaps and chapesses. How are you? Wow. Happy Thanksgiving for gaming. What a great idea for a show. Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, I wonder who that. Yeah, I think it was Rouster who said. No, it was God. Who was it?
I don't know. We got all night, mate. Whatever.
No, it was Rudix who said who did a double take and almost got scared by it. It was like, how are there so many of you in that thumbnail? Like he took a double take of it.
Which was
me. I was like, I had nothing to do with it.
It's the wonder of AI.
To get your answer, you would like roll the dice. You're like fucking Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. Holt, how are you, my friend?
Could be better. Could be filthy rich on a beach, but second place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not?
Filthy rich on a beach, and you're in the UK. I think you're in the wrong country, mate.
Instead of being filthy and near a beach.
Yeah, that's exactly. I have agreed.
And I've just been watching a fantastic stream. This guy was playing Animal Crossing, very relaxing. One of my favourite streams. Oh, here he is!
Hey, that's me.
How are you doing, Leo? Good to see you, my friend.
Good. Same here, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Like I was just telling him the last time I was on somebody else's show was yours.
Was it?
Yeah, the mountain stream.
We only have the classic. We only have class people, my friend. Class people.
Yeah.
So, you're obviously you're in Hawaii, which is the 52nd state or whatever it is in the state.
50th, the last one.
50, okay, and so obviously you celebrate Thanksgiving, but you're presumably that's later for you, is it? It's quite a bit early.
Yeah, because it's only 11:20 a.m. for me right now, and most people will start celebrating. If the whole family shows up, like if they travel in, then they probably start early and get lunch or something. But I don't have family here in Hawaii, so it's mostly friends, and they probably start showing up around 3, 4. Yeah. I think they have like a game, NFL game that some people might show up for to start watching.
Okay.
And then,
are you? Do you mind me asking? Are you a nationalized American? Because I know you were born in Mexico, weren't you?
Yeah. So I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
But we don't like. That's the funny thing. Everybody that kind of comes over and hangs out are from different countries: Japan, Peru. Yeah. So for a while,
everyone wants that American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I was telling. So we played the game for a little while. I was telling Holtz earlier on the stream. There's like we would cook the turkey, get the stuffing and everything, and then we're like, nobody really likes turkey. Why we keep we always have the only thing left over is like the turkey.
Yeah.
So then during the pandemic, it was just us. It was just the 4 of us. So we're like, you know what? turkey's too much. Let's just do a chicken. And then after that, everybody just wanted to do like ham, chicken, different pot roast. Nobody wants turkey anymore, so everybody's going to bring their own dish today and get stuff with that.
But I know Canada has its own Thanksgiving, which is not related to the American Thanksgiving. It's just it's a separate thing. Is that the case in Mexico as well? Do they have?
So no, I think the people in Mexico celebrate a type of like Dia de Gracias, which is Day of Thanksgiving, but I think it's more of kind of like how Americans celebrate Cinco de Mayos, even though they don't really celebrate it in Mexico. Okay. I think Mexicans, because they know about it, then they'll celebrate it based off the fact that they have family members in the U.S. celebrating it. But there's no turkey, there's nothing special. It's it's just. Actually, you know what? It's an interesting question because I haven't been to Mexico during Thanksgiving, so I'm pretty sure nothing happens, and I'm only seeing it from the Mexicans here in the U.S. and LA, and stuff like that.
I mean, I think like most things American, we'll all eventually end up with Thanksgiving, won't we?
Which I think we're busy with Black Friday. That's probably enough.
Well, because you have what's it called, Day of the Dead in Mexico, right? And then you have Feliz Navidad, Christmas, which is the same as the rest of us. That's our big celebration.
But I think those are based off religion, so I think a lot of it is going to be kind of sync up. But for example, right, so Halloween is October 31st here in the US, but Dia de los Muertos is the 2nd of November, I think. I don't remember. But then Halloween, you dress up and you go get candy. Dia de los Muertos, you actually go to the cemetery, and which Japanese have a similar thing too, where you go to the cemetery and offer food offerings to, the relatives at the cemetery. So it's a little bit different. I think they just started to put it together because they're so close.
We actually also have a similar thing that's also connected to. I think ours is closer to Dia de los Muertos because ours is on like All Hallows Eve. We have it's a tradition to go to you go to the cemeteries, but here it's not like. Swedes don't really do it as a celebration of the ancestors. It's more of a you go there to pay respect.
Exactly.
So it's quite solemn moment. You get there and you stand around a bit and then you leave. And then Halloween has become like added on as a thing that people do as well, just to since there is some a day off anyway, then people like, hey, we could do the American thing. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Otherwise, it's Midsummer is our big unique one. Other than that, it's like Easter, Christmas.
You don't have any hangovers from the old Viking days, then?
I mean, we have the Midsummer is one of them. Okay. Midsummer celebrations in Sweden are quite special. It's like if you're an adult, they include a lot of drinking.
No,
but and it's like you have these shot glasses of like aquavit and things like that, and you do there's like 100 different songs that you do, and all of them end with taking a shot, and you will do like 10 shots in an evening easily, doing those songs, and they're all really weird and really old. But on that, and then you have the maypole, which is like a big cross with two rings on it that you wrap it all in flowers and leaves, and then we dance around it and sing songs like songs about like one of them. If you translate the lyrics directly, it's something like
"Get off my foot."
It's basically like frogs have. Like the little cute frogs, they have no ears, they have no tails, and then you go kuakaka and jump around. And you like to do movements with like no ears, no tails, and then you jump around. It's super weird.
Where all the chants come from, and people stand on your feet.
Exactly. So like you do that, and then you go have dinner, and it's the same dinner at Christmas, Easter, and Midsummer. Right. It's you have your pickled herrings, and you have the meatballs, and then it's like potatoes and
then everybody heads down to IKEA.
And then you drink your
off to IKEA for a few hours.
I was about to say that.
You can a lot of people actually do, but just because they usually have a pretty good like Midsummer, Christmas, and Easter buffet of all of that food for quite cheap.
No way.
So for the equivalent of like $10, you can get a buffet of quite good seasonal food For
of course, it's pronounced IKEA.
Yeah,
right?
IKEA.
It's not IKEA. It's
IKEA.
IKEA. Yeah. I just want to say that. Get that out there. I just want to quickly cover on because our great friend Ray, who's saying that Primo can barbecue because, of course, you guys physically met up just a couple of months ago. That must have been awesome.
I cheated though because I'm not really good at barbecuing. But as soon as I got like all the best cooks as friends, they show up. Immediately they take over because otherwise I would burn everything. But yeah, me and Ray hanged out over here, so I got a bunch of video of it, and I've been trying to keep up with the vlogs. I'm not doing so good at it, but yeah, eventually we'll have a video that comes up, and you'll see him come over and hang out.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And if anyone's ever going to my neck of the woods, just let me know, and let's meet up and do something.
Perfect your frog noises ahead of time.
I mean, if you come to Midsummer, yeah, but anyway, any other time we have other weird things you can do.
Eurovision?
Yes, no, well, Eurovision's next year, Steve, isn't it?
Malmö.
There you go. We're all off to Bjorn's. Eurovision.
Yeah, I mean, you're still 6 hours away by train, but still.
Me and Rokk, you gotta speed it. We'll bring our British Europe.
I mean, Casebolt regularly visits Malmö, but Malmö is still like 6 hours ahead. Sweden is a very long country, but it's not very wide. Like it takes like 3 hours to take a train from the east to the west. But it takes like,
the same.
But like if you want to go from Malmö to Kiruna, that's like a 14-hour train ride. Or something like that, 16 hour.
Yeah, Britain's
a long ass while.
Britain's that narrow, but our train infrastructure's crap. So
yeah, and like, sorry, I'm saying this as a country with good train infrastructure.
Yeah.
Our trains actually depart on time.
Yeah, no, our train infrastructure is probably the worst in Europe. To be fair, for various political reasons, which we could sit here all night long and discuss.
Probably, yeah. But how about we just discuss some games instead, guys?
Let's do this. Let's give thanks for games.
Right, let's see here. I'll do my usual of sharing a screen with way too many tabs on because I love.
Oh no, I'm triggered.
I don't have that many open.
I thought you were gonna use Shadow to do all your tabs.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I didn't have time today because I was actually working up until like an hour before we went live, and then I was like, shit, I haven't prepared anything because we had an incident at work with, and I had to. They called me up and like, hey, I know you're not working, but we need your help. Can you help us? But yeah, and I couldn't, like, it seems the link I got to the GFN Thursday isn't working, and it's not up on their website listing. So we're using cloud dosage ones, which is just as good.
But you just have to change the date at the end, don't you? On that blog.
Yeah, it didn't work today. I don't know why.
Oh well, okay.
But yeah, so GFN has a nice offer. If you purchase 6 months of Ultimate, you get 3 months of PC Game Pass. Which is useful because, I mean, as Primo mentioned earlier, you can now use Game Pass on GFN, and it works pretty great.
I did sign up for it, but then because I already had a PC Game Pass, it didn't work for me. You have to be a first time user.
Oh no, that sucks.
Yeah. So
yeah, that is cheeky.
Yeah.
So. No new game releases, but a couple of games new to the Xbox library. Hierarchy, Land of the Vikings, and Senchen IO have been added. And I think, and then there's the next batch of Xbox games, Xbox Store, games getting more store support. Mostly Xbox, a few Epic Game Store. So games that are already on the platform getting available on more through more platforms. For example, I know Dungeons 4, which I know that you, Rokk, wanted to take a look at last week, I think it was.
Yeah, on GeForce Now, but it hasn't. It hadn't been ported. I mean, they're showing it here as is it Epic or Steam?
So Steam. I think Steam or Xbox was last week, and then Epic today, and a bunch of other things like Chivalry 2. So not a lot of news this week, but then again, they've had like onboarding or like 30 games a week for like all since summer, so let's give them the benefit of having a slow week. They're also like Thanksgiving times, so yeah, I get it. Another cloud platform that adding a bunch of games is Boosteroid. They have added Lethal Company, Half-Life, Backpack Hero, Coral Island, Stranded, Alien Dawn, and Sanabi. Any of these you've heard of except Half-Life?
No.
Then let's move on. 'Cause, I mean, it's like, cool. Half-Life's there. To be fair, I've actually never played Half-Life.
Oh, mate, it's one of the best games.
I know.
Ever.
It came out. It came out in this weird, in between, what times in a time of my life when I did in between times of my life where I played various games. So I never, and then I was like, should I go back to it? And then I just never did.
You must.
I bought it because everybody keeps saying it's the best, but I haven't gotten into it. Is it a story-based game or?
Yes, it has a story. I mean, look, it is dated.
It's a story-based
shooter. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah. It has.
You got to take that on board. But it's a story that spawned a whole kind of genre. And it's got this amazing. Holtz, you've played it, mate, haven't you?
I've played 1 and 2, and it was only a few weeks ago. I was like, I've played Half-Life 1 and 2, and someone went, Holtz, there's like 7 DLCs and VR experiences, and I was like,
Alex.
Oh no, I totally forgot about all the extra stuff, but I just remember playing at that time.
Do you remember that long train journey at the beginning of the first one?
And do you know what was so good about it? Apart from the story, I just love blowing stuff up and all that. It was like one of those games where it was like, what to do? That just.
It's one of those. It is also one of those. I mean, it was groundbreaking for its time.
Yes.
And that's why it's so well. One of the main reasons why it's so well loved.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying a lot of the things that it's getting praised for is things that happened in the past that it's first at doing.
Yeah, and then I bought the orange box when it came to console, and it's probably on my Steam library still to this day. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, it's the game that put Valve on the map.
That's what I was going to say. That's the only thing I know about them. Is isn't that how they got the Steam library kicked off? Kind of like Epic.
Yeah, I mean, without Half-Life, there wouldn't be a Steam. And without that, we wouldn't have the Steam Deck. We wouldn't have. I mean, the handheld market wouldn't be as it is today. And it's
so it would have a no life.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly. Did it ever go to console? It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, the first one was on.
Yeah, the orange box.
That's where
I think it was
played
released.
It then.
And the orange box, I think, if I remember correctly, was Team Fortress, Half-Life 1 and 2, and Portal 1 was a box that you could buy for consoles and PC. That brought all of those games in one package, which is a hell of a deal. Because I mean, Portal alone is worth all of it. But yeah, Xbox fans have Dune, Spice Wars, Persona 5 Tactica, and Roller Drome coming. Also Coral Island.
I want to play Persona Tactics, but I've not finished Strikers yet, so I feel like I was watching the Legend 3.5 play it, and I was like, oh god, I need to play this game, but I know I can't rush myself. And no, I don't want to skip to in case I miss any hidden Easter eggs or any reference to the past games.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play Dune Spice Wars for quite a while, so maybe this will finally push me over the edge to try it out.
Coral Island could be interesting for you, actually, Leo. It's a sort of an Animal Crossing-y type of thing.
Little farm sim.
Yeah.
I've been loving a lot of the gathering, crafting. I think there's one that Palia came out recently.
Yeah.
On beta on the Epic Store, and I've been playing that one. It's not bad. It's a little bit kind of like Crata, same kind of look, but it looks like they're gonna expand on it because you can already go. You have the main town, you have your own house, and then you can tell they have openings to where you're gonna be able to go to different worlds and collect different resources stuff. So that's pretty interesting. I like it. Yeah.
Nice. As for the PlayStation side, last week they added a bunch of games to the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. And anything in here that you guys have been meaning to take a look at?
Yeah, Teardown is excellent. I remember when they first announced Teardown, because I have a feeling it was meant to come to Stadia, and it's just this amazing. You get so much time to go in and I think unlock a safe or heist or something. But you can break stuff down and then you use it to rebuild to get in, and it just looks really clever. You can break it in quite a lot of detail as well. Yeah, really. I mean, it's like a grown-up's Minecraft in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind down.
Exactly. I did log in earlier on my PC with PS Remote to have a look at the games, but of course the problem is, and I think I don't know if this is the same with the PS Portal. You might know this, Sam, but certainly on PS Remote you can't do streaming. So and I don't want to download games anymore. I've gone, that's so last century.
Yeah, if I can avoid downloading, I do. Yeah, I did download Teardown, but haven't gotten to it yet. But it's one of those that just feels like a lot of fun.
Yes.
Because sometimes you just want to sit back and watch things blow up, right?
Yep.
It's not just me, right? After certain days, you just want, explosions.
No, I think it's a Swedish thing.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a go.
Yeah, it's the Dragon's Dogma 2 is around the corner, I think.
Yeah, that was one of the
So-
games on the PlayStation Showcase. I thought, yeah, I'm definitely going to be invested in that. I don't know what the release date is.
And the second one, yeah, no, I don't know. Sometime early next year, I think.
Yeah, that
But-
looked really good.
Don't know about the exact one. Then Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost. That's a name.
It looks
Gangnam
cool.
Style.
My friend's a
So-
big Gundam fan. Yeah. So he probably
So, yeah.
test this out.
It's a paragraph for the name.
And then Dead Island 1, or Dead Island Riptide.
What a game.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
good.
I've still got Dead Island 2 to play, so I'll be skipping past this one because going straight into 2.
No, do this one first, mate.
I've only done that years ago, but I've not played it on PS4. I love walking around.
I mean, if you like the first one, the second one, and then you don't haven't played the first one, yeah, great time to go back.
Yeah, great games.
Mashing Zombies is always fun, right?
Phoenix,
This
have you
one-
played the DLC for Dead Island?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. I've been so into Baldur's Gate, I've not had a life.
Well, outside of Baldur's Gate, do you really need a life?
Yes,
Outside
yeah,
of Baldur's
boring gate.
Gate, right? No,
Move on.
No.
Move on. What's wrong with you?
Never,
No.
never.
He's keeping hold of that dice. Never. Am
I got my dice right here, guys.
Never leaving it.
Oh, Bjorn's
Shake
waving
your
his
dice,
pouch
big
at
boy.
us.
Yeah.
Never.
First his cloak and now his pouch. What
Look at that. Look at that. Now he's trying to sell us his own spice.
Yeah, I have my spice and dice.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So
dice and everything blown up.
this, like, if
This looks good.
this game is, I've played a little bit of it a couple of times, and it's just bonkers. It's one of those where you, like, I mean, it's a puzzle game, kind of like Portal, but it's all about perspective. Like, if something looks small and you pick it up and then you like bring it closer to you, it suddenly looks, and then drop it, it's now that size. That, like,
Wow.
and you have to use that. You pick up this, like, an alarm clock, you bring it closer so it becomes massive, and then you put it down, and then you can jump on top of it to get to the door that's like up in the air, and it's using perspective in just such a weird way. It breaks your mind, but it's a lot of fun.
Again, I went to stream it. It told me to go away. I'll need to actually play on the PS5.
Yeah, I think this one is, like, if you haven't played this and you want to, really have a proper brain massage, then this is a perfect game for that.
Nice.
But yeah, it will get super hard after a while, FYI. Like, it's okay to look up guides for some levels.
No, you can't look at guides for puzzle games and perspective games.
Some of them you kind of have to. Like, unless you have an IQ of like 180, then you might need to.
I'm fine then, but I'm still not playing it.
Yeah, see, old's got an IQ of 180. It's no problem at all.
Ayuden Chronicle Rising, Action JRPG.
Is that a kangaroo?
Looks like a dog thing.
No, I'm going for the Roo. I'm going with the Roo.
Yeah,
It's a Geodude.
it's a dog roo.
Yeah.
J-Roo.
It's Reggie.
Check the biceps. Looks like a kangaroo.
Hey, Pluto!
Yeah. Is this like Genshin?
Action RPG. I don't really know.
It's kind of in that space, isn't it?
Yeah, like one thing that I wish PlayStation would do is have like because this list is great.
Yeah.
But it's just an image and like the sale pitch. Like I want, give me some footage, give me some trailers, something.
Well, that's why I go. That's why I go to the actual
store page. Yeah.
store and have a look there.
Yeah, but then you need to open so many tabs, right, Phoenix?
Yeah, don't do it.
Nobunaga's Ambition, Tashi, is the next up, and it's a historical simulation series. So it's a strategy title set in ancient Japan.
No shit.
Yeah. And then we have Ultimate Jake Hunter, Daedalus of the Awakening of Golden Jazz.
What
Which
does that
is
mean?
also a handful.
Hunter Jakes.
Yeah, apparently there's plenty of them. New York City set crime thriller visual novel. The art style based on this image looks good, but otherwise I'm not really sold on it based on the title alone. It's too long.
I know. But I'm assuming these are all going to be added into the classics, and they'll probably be streamable then.
Yes, they were all added last week, actually, on Wednesday last week.
Stephen, have you got a PlayStation? I forget. You've got PlayStation, haven't you?
Bottom there. Just come off Spider-Man.
Then you can play River City Melee Mac.
Oh, the one I wanted for the holidays.
What's he doing with his hand, by the way?
We'll find out.
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
I mean, he's
moving on before you get demonetized. Although that might be too late already. Then we have Grandia in the classics department.
Is that Freddie Mercury there, stood on the thing? Look.
Yeah, it's a groundbreaking.
Zelda.
Let's see.
Is it a Zelda?
No, I don't think so.
It could be.
They're trying to make it
a classic
like
RPG.
Like Skyward Sword, like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, it's a classic RPG. You're a young boy becomes obsessed with becoming a great adventurer who inherits a magical stone that leads him on an epic journey to uncover the mystery of a long-lost civilization.
Sure, I played this on PlayStation 1.
Yep, it's a PS1 classic.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep. And also a PS1 title, I think. Yeah, this is Jet Moto, a motocross racer. And then we have Up. Pixar's Up. From original release on the PSP, being not a title I expected to see. Like a PSP title, licensed title being brought up. So, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but they're adding them into their classics range, which there's a huge market for the retro stuff, and you get it just part and parcel of your subscription. So it's not like they're selling it to you. I mean, it ain't my thing. Not into retro on any level, but there's a huge amount of people that really look for these games every month.
Well, it's got the partner out because a lot of people love all that emulation. The old devices. So if Sony just goes, "Hey, we got our retro classics here, come to us and pay us."
Yeah, you don't need to bother with emulation. You just click here and you go.
Straight.
Yeah, and then the Klonoa Fantasy Revere series. It's a 3D side-scrolling action game. From first title was apparently released in 1997.
They're getting more and more creative with the titles.
Yeah, Parappa the Rapper 2. Step back into the sneakers of hip-hop hero Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, memories.
That's where I learned all my
I
dance
see you playing this,
Seems strange.
Yeah,
I see that.
Kind of like me playing Just Dance. I want to stream of this.
I love it.
And yeah, they are all. And then there's some like the certain titles are only available in certain regions.
But presumably you can only stream these on the PlayStation. You're not going to be able to install a PS1 or a PS2 game.
I think you can install them. I think they have some built-in emulator at this for these titles. I think.
Take it back.
I'm not entirely sure. Might be streaming only, but I think you can then install them as well. You can at least add them to your library. But let's move into some more industry-wide news then. First of all, I saw that NetEase has opened a new studio headed by Mass Effect veteran Mac Walters, and they're developing a AAA action adventure game set in the near future, which I think was an interesting setting for one of those. Emphasis on story, world building, mystery, and exploration. The studio is called Worlds Untold. So NetEase isn't a publisher that has a great reputation. They have a lot of pay to win and free to play with bad monetization around. But
what's their well known game then?
NetEase. Let's take a look.
Anything that we would know, us casual gamers?
Let's see here. Games.
Talking
NetEase.
Purely about myself, of course.
They've been around for a while.
And how far is near future? How many years?
Yeah, if it's 2024, it's going to be a disaster.
I mean, Naraka Blade Point. Then they have Dead by Daylight mobile edition, the mobile version.
I mean, that Naraka, you're right. It's very much pay to play, but it's a gorgeous game.
That it is.
It's very nice.
So they do a lot of. I know they do a lot of like mobile games, and like Viking Yard is a casual simulation RPG mobile game. I think this Lord of the Rings one, I think, is it's a tactics mobile game, but it's like free to play, pay to win crap.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of those, but they also like obviously at the same time they are a big company and they have they own other studios as well. So as a publisher.
So you think this is what this will be, a similar thing?
I mean, they say it's a AAA action adventure game, and it's a bit like Mass Effect veteran spearheading it with, and gonna focus on story and world building. This sounds like a AAA story game, which is, and I mean the setting of a near future game. How many games do we have that's set in the near future? Well, sci-fi, a ton of them, but near future?
Well, it depends. Like Steven said, it depends what you classify as near future, doesn't it? It
Yeah,
could be anywhere in the next 50 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, except for Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that many. It's an interesting.
I play games that is set in the future because by the time the gamers play it, they want to stay relevant. So, say Spider-Man could be set in 2026. That's near future, for example.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to set it in present day and it feels outdated. So that's what I was thinking. How far is the near?
Yeah, I guess we'll see. New studios, I don't expect anything from them for like 5 years, but still.
At this rate, I'll take electric cars. I've seen electric cars over flying cars. So anything to show me what technology would go for, I guess.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Next up, this was a weird tweet. Yes. I don't know what they were thinking. It was so strange. But Amazon Luna has expanded to 3 countries. That is, I think it's Spain, France, and Germany. I think it was.
That one.
Or maybe was it? Or maybe Italy.
I thought it was.
Spain and France was 2 of them.
Has it happened, or is it?
Let's see. They announced it.
It's very selective, though, isn't it? What?
Yes, it's very selective. I think they had it down here.
I'm not 100% sure what their game plan is.
Yeah, so here. Spain, Italy, and France.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why, because they did Canada and the UK recently, didn't they?
Canada, UK, and Germany, I think.
Germany, obviously US initially.
Yeah.
And then they've added 3 more. I mean, what have the rollouts to date not told them that they still have to do it bit by bit? It's either working or
I don't know. And I mean, especially considering, I don't think I opened that tab, but also considering, or maybe it's one of the next ones, they did also, yeah, here we go. They also did this. They got rid of their gaming content channels mid-large. So like they laid off like 200 people almost from the gaming division, and including that they also like laid off the people who made sure like who negotiated the games coming to Prime Gaming. So now everyone's like, what's going to happen to that now? No one knows. But the team who did that is no longer working there. So what happens now?
Well, they've said they want to double down on the free games. So
yeah.
I don't know. How do you negotiate them without negotiators?
How does that work? I think this comment sums it up well. It's a whole new world over there.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
it's really odd, isn't it? I mean, this is we're talking about the business that owns Amazon Web Services. You know,
Yes.
They
have a data center in Stockholm.
They have them everywhere. And on
They
top
have
of this,
most of them.
they bought Twitch purely for the engine. They didn't care about Twitch. They purely wanted the engine. So they have all these bits. But for some reason, I don't understand. They just don't seem to. They just don't know what to do with Luna.
Yeah, and I've also asked the the head of Amazon Web Services for the Benelux, Nordics, and basically Northern Europe, except for like anything from like Belgium and north. And like, when are you gonna launch in the Luna in the other places? And they were like, yeah, we're looking into it, and we're gonna launch like. When we launch it, we won't back like, because this was like after Stadia had closed.
I'm loving someone's doing the really sad music for the failing of Amazon.
Fitting, very fitting.
Maybe they haven't got the bits in place to get the service.
I think it makes more sense for them to take it slowly, since since cloud gaming is still kind of building up, than for them to just drop everything at once, and then something breaks, and then kind of like what PlayStation said about adding cloud streaming to the new portal thing. You know what I mean? They'd rather just have it, have them have limited use, but work well, and then expand after that. So I think it can be frustrating, but I think if Stadia would have done the same way, instead of just kind of like dumped everything at once, it would have been a lot better for them. Money is probably like one of the bigger issues for everybody. Right, I
mean, she did also say, like, because when I talked to her that person right after, like, very close to Stadia's closure, and she basically said that whenever we launch into something in a new region, we do that with the with like. We don't back down from that. Like, when we launch, we're live. We're not going to close that down again. Unlike some, she added. I mean, this was at an Amazon Web Services event, so I mean, I can see why that came up in that way. But I did specifically say, because I mean, especially the Nordics is a prime market for it. We have better connectivity than most. We have we don't have any data caps. Like, there's no reason. Why they would, like, this is why the Nordics wouldn't be like, the Nordics is a perfect platform or area to test it out in.
Yeah.
Or maybe they won't close it down because they'll all be laid off by the time it gets released. They'll just be running in the background somewhere in the
probably probably not too far out there.
Sorry, Primo, you're muted by accident.
No, I got it. My daughter was practicing violin in the back.
Sorry, finish what you were saying.
Before we move on, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I don't think their marketing for Luna has been that great. I don't see it anywhere, and as someone that is a gamer and I buy most of my stuff on Amazon, I barely see any adverts or.
I would even say the marketing hasn't really been existing at all.
No, it's just it's nowhere.
Yeah, I also want to mention that I was able to play Amazon Luna in Thailand. It's just that the lag was too much. When I would move, it would be a little bit too long. But the same reason that I didn't play GFN, because even though I was able to access both of them, they both had the same lag. I'm assuming because my account was an American account, that I had access to it, but the nearest server was probably too far.
So that wasn't with a VPN then. That was just purely logging in.
Straight up hotel internet. Unless the hotel had some kind of a VPN built in, but I was able to access. In fact, you know what? I also accessed it in one of the military bases over there. So so it was available. It's just the lag was a little bit too much, which I actually get that over here in Hawaii sometimes too. So it could be just my rig, but I don't know how it works.
I mean. As someone who, I have, when I connect to GFN or Boosteroid, I do connect to data centers in the same city that I live in, so that like the lag there is rarely higher than 5 milliseconds. But in comparison, when I use Shadow, the closest one they have is in northern France or middle of Germany, and I mean when you get to a point where the distance is like 1,000 kilometers, 1,500 kilometers, you're gonna have a little bit of lag. At that point, it's still like it's noticeable, but it's still usable. But anything more than that, and you start running into issues. So I mean, if you're further than that away from your data center, and that's like with good connectivity as well.
But what is it that they are figuring out? Are they figuring out whether cloud is going to happen, or are they figuring out whether their model of cloud is the right way forward?
I think they're trying to figure out how. I don't think they've really figured out how. Like they have this tech, they have the infrastructure, but they don't really know how they're gonna what the product is gonna be for them, and how are we gonna do like Netflix for games, or are we more looking to doing cable for games, or are we more looking to do Steam but in the cloud? It's all different. Like I
because
think
they still
that's what
don't
they're
have
looking-
any
yeah.
of their own games on there. I mean,
Which is just the weirdest thing.
bizarre.
I wonder if it's more of a technical thing where, like for example, since I was able to use it on Thailand, they support it, but they don't want to make it official because the performance won't be there. So
Right.
maybe they're looking into server space allocation, so that you know what I mean. Yeah, they have Amazon everywhere, but maybe they don't have whatever they need for those games to run properly at the servers near those locations. So maybe they're doing some testing, and once they do the testing and they get the performance they want, then they make it official.
You know what it could be though? It could be strictly cost based on Windows licenses. Because I remember because I was reading up on some of the quotes from Dov Simring from the Stadia team on the Microsoft acquisition trial, and he basically said that they had been toying initially with the idea of using Windows servers, but for them to maintain the same cost to them as doing the Linux servers that they ended up doing, instead of having performance in between a PS4 and a PS5, they would have had the performance of slightly below a PS4, because the Windows license costs that much, and it will also limit what they could do with it. And Amazon, on the other hand, they opted to do Windows license Windows machines. Their games are running on Windows machines, so the license cost of that alone, I don't know the exact numbers, but if I recall that isn't it something like $200 a month for each Windows license you have active in the cloud? Which is why most people don't use Windows in the cloud. The license costs are too high.
What a commercial outfit like Amazon are being charged $200 a month.
I don't know how much it is, or maybe it's $200 a year. But it's still for each for each license they
just
want to
go to
have.
CD keys and get them for $20. What's wrong with these idiots?
No, but it's also and it's probably less than that. I mean, it might be because because I remember seeing some of that when I tried at a previous job when we were looking at Google Cloud, setting we had a Windows server that we needed to run, and they were like, can we put that in the cloud? And then the license cost was about the same as the hardware cost. So
but you were looking for one license.
Yeah, for one server.
I mean, they've got like 4 million. I mean, they're just going to get the whole lot for $200.
That was Google probably selling that with a slight profit on that license.
Yeah.
But even with that removed, and even with buying them in bulk, it's still a hefty price to pay. When you could just use Linux, which is free.
Well, yeah.
I wonder if the region also has something to do with it, because I know Pandora doesn't work in Mexico. It didn't work in Thailand for me because of the licensing. If you go to Netflix here in the U.S., it's a whole different program than the Netflix over in Japan. So I wonder if they have to clear those licenses to be used for those games to be used in those countries before they can release it officially.
I think that's also one of the things. Yes. It's a mix of license cost and them not knowing what their plan is. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest one from them. They have no. Stop playing around with your cameras, Dennis.
It's not working. I'm upset.
No, yeah, it's not working. Here's some. Who here has played Hades?
I played it for like an hour.
It's pretty good, right?
I mean, I liked it.
I think it won some Game of the Year.
Game.
Yeah. So coming next year, is the exclusive mobile port of Hades, and Hades, like I said, Hades is one of the best rated games in this genre, which is like it's isometric action title, and it's finally coming to mobile after like a couple of years being out on consoles and PC, but exclusively to Netflix games during next year, which I thought was interesting.
So what's sets it apart then in terms of why is it the best?
I mean, it's made by the team who made Supergiant Games.
Okay.
Who made Bastion before as well. Like they are, and Transistor as well.
Transistor.
Yeah, so it includes it's a godlike roguelike dungeon crawler that combines the best aspects of the previous titles, including fast-paced action of Bastion, the rich atmosphere and depth of Transistor, and character-driven storytelling of Pyre. And yeah, it's been winning. I think it came out in 2020. I think it won.
Yes, I've seen this.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the all-time reviews, overwhelmingly positive on Steam with over 200,000 reviews. And this
is coming to Netflix.
Coming to Netflix games and mobile.
Wow.
It's never been on mobile before. You cannot buy this game and get it through Apple Arcade or anything like that. It's like
Netflix
only through
must
Netflix.
be paying a fortune to get.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing Netflix paid for the port.
Yeah, like Stadia used to. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's stuff in the cash in their back pockets to get these kinds of games on there.
Yeah.
I wonder why they call it. They call it exclusive, but don't you have to download the game independent of Netflix?
Yes, but you can the only way the only version on the app stores will be the Netflix version, and the only way to use that is to log into Netflix subscription.
Okay.
So yeah,
you can't play it on your phone. Oh, you have to download it to your phone.
Yeah, you have to download it to your phone, and then you need to log into Netflix, and then you can play it.
Yeah.
But so it's free it's free download, but you need an active Netflix account to.
Well, when I've been playing Netflix games on that Logic Cloud, I've been clicking on the Netflix link, then it opens up the Play Store, and I just download it from there. So
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
like
Did you have to be? Did you try logging out of Netflix and trying to play the game, or?
It will, when you boot it up, it will ask which Netflix profile is used. We're gonna play this.
Oh, okay.
So we will you have to be signed in, otherwise you can't.
Is that the case with all Netflix games?
Yes, all of them. And if you go to so Play Store, and then we go to. Let me just search Netflix here.
Yeah, Adam Rouster makes an interesting comment here. I wonder if it'll work on Chromebook.
Yes.
Well, you say yes,
think so.
but I've recently been using my Chromebook a lot, and I've been running into lots of issues with gaming. PS Remote doesn't play on Chromebook, doesn't work on Chromebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, at least from 5.5 onwards. So I think it's version 7 now.
You can probably sideload it though.
You can, but to do that, you have to put your Chromebook into developer mode, so it comes out of the regular updates, and you end up with an old version of Chrome OS.
Yeah, that's true.
So so I gave up on that. I've also been trying some other stuff that should be fine, but it's not been working. I haven't tried Netflix games, I have to say.
Yeah.
But I have been playing YouTube's games today.
Yeah,
We'll
I
talk
saw
about
that
in a bit. That's interesting.
Yeah. But basically, if you go to Netflix as a publisher on Google Play, and I guess it's the same in the App Store, you get all the games available on here as well. So like these, there will be a Hades starting next year. So for example, Dead Cells is here.
Does it tell you in the description if it requires a Netflix account? I don't know. I'm more curious. Than
so if you available exclusive for Netflix members, and then the game description.
Okay. So anybody can download it, but for you to be able to play it, you have to have a Netflix account. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense now.
And I mean, if you already have a Netflix subscription, it's honestly pretty great deal, because there's a lot of high quality mobile games in there. still, it is games on your phone, and if you don't like playing games on your phone, you're not gonna like this much better. But if you like playing games on your phone and you already have Netflix anyway, it is worth checking out. I mean, you have Shredder's Revenge, Terra Nil. Terra Nil is nominated for several games, like best indie game of the year this year. It's available on mobile through that. And yeah, there's a bunch of.
I played Oxenfree.
Yeah, Oxenfree, and they even bought the studio behind Oxenfree as well.
They're betting big on this, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And then they're also bringing. I mean, Moonlighter was on Stadia. It's also available on Netflix. You can keep playing.
What was it? What was it like, Stephen? Oxenfree.
Yeah, so I've just been playing on the G Cloud. So just load Netflix, sign in, and play, and I'm like, oh yeah, there you go, fine. Handheld.
That's the Logitech G Cloud.
Yeah, this is the Logitech G Cloud, which is actually good because you've just done a HDMI pass through a few weeks ago. You can put a USB to HDMI, and you're playing on the TV.
Yeah.
Any display, and it also does remote play, Xbox Game Pass, Shadow, and all GFN. So it's like I think it's better than portable. But people,
so what does it push it out at? 1080?
1080.
Yeah, but it's probably fairly decent 1080, isn't it?
Yeah. Been enjoying playing like just games on the Game Pass, and like I said, I've been playing Oxenfree and stuff like that. Just the Android games, and you can play like the Google Play Pass and stuff like that.
Yeah,
very good. Little things to have.
You get an amount of GeForce with it, don't you? When you
yeah, you get a few months. Get a few months on all the subscriptions.
Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah.
Have you had any problems with the controllers working on those games?
No, not been absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So I played whole Hi-Fi Rush through it on the Game Pass and stuff like that. So
nice.
Perfect. To tab through, navigate, open different apps. Yeah, been great.
Nice.
And that's how I'm going to go forward playing like some Netflix games if something interests me. I should actually try YouTube games because I'm a premium member, so I've got access till next year March. Isn't it?
I tell you, I laughed earlier when I spotted that I had it, and I had a look at the games, and it was like Angry Birds, and it was like going back in time. I tell you what, all day long I've been doing crosswords, playing billiards, playing word games.
Like, instead of looking for another video, you'd actually just browse the game. Yeah.
I was sat there tonight with Mrs. Rokk going, right, okay, so we've got 5 letters, and first letter's A, and we've been sat there going, so it could be trying to.
I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed when I saw that you had it and I didn't. I also want to have access to that. Come on, YouTube.
They're really, really old school games, but they are cloud based.
Yeah.
Or they might be web based. I mean, I don't.
I think
they're running in the web, the browser.
Yeah, I think they're mainly web based at this point. Yeah, but I think they're gearing up to maybe try to do cloud based maybe.
One day they could even start something and call it Stadia, couldn't they?
Yeah, that would be something. They closed that door forever, I think.
Or Utadia.
Yes, Utadia.
Or YouTube Gaming. Let's reuse that name.
As long as I can use my controllers, I'll go back to them.
Exactly.
To be fair, these controllers are so comfortable.
Yeah, they're the best.
They are I've been playing a fair bit of PS5 recently, and I'm like, oh, the controller in the PS5 is so good, and then I sat down and played something on the PC like GeForce Now with the controller, and I was like, oh, but I had forgotten how good these are. This is so much more comfortable than a PS5 controller.
The PS5s are too pointy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I love the PS5 and the PS4 controllers, but there's nothing more comfortable than this for 5-hour gaming session with a
controller. It's perfect for my hand, and then it's smooth. Like the Xbox ones are too sharp. They're pointy on top, and I'm like, I don't know. Clicky. Yeah.
The only thing I don't dislike about the Stadia controller is the clickiness of how noisy the clicks are like.
Yeah, it's a tinny, plasticky, cheap sound, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind the feel and the sound itself. It's just too loud. I wouldn't.
But Xbox controllers are, and
the PlayStation controllers as well. PlayStation is as well. To be fair,
Pro controller from the Switch. I think it's.
No
feet, no rumble, or extra. The battery goes and it's solid. I feel.
Yeah.
PlayStation for me.
No, I agree. And this is the one I use on my PC. I love the 4. I mean, it's light. Yeah. It does the job.
It is very light.
Yeah.
The Stadia controller is quite heavy in comparison.
Bit of a cheater. I've got paddles on the back.
What's this on the 5 or the 4?
The 4, but I also on my 5, which is downstairs.
How'd you get paddles on the back of a 4 then?
The mod, I think.
Yeah, so you can. So this one I paid for this one to be made for me, but you can basically mod them. You get all the pieces off eBay. It'll cost you like £15. You can take the back panel off and then replace it, and then put in paddles and all sorts. You can change your triggers so they turn into mouse clicks. You can do it yourself, really. It's really easy.
You go. Jazz up your DualSense 4. So when everyone goes, "Oh, where's my controller?" Will you mod it?
Exactly, yeah. Get a steering wheel on the front for a bit of FIFA or F1. They don't do steering football, do they? I'm thinking of the wrong sport there.
Little mini thumb steering wheel you just attach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I've got a friend and he's downstairs at the minute, but he just mods all my controllers for me.
No way.
Nice.
Yeah. Really
I would be too scared to do it on my own. Like, if I fuck it up, then I don't have a controller anymore.
I don't know what I would do with a modded controller anyway. I wouldn't be using the buttons. I mean, I'm my muscle memory's on the only ones they've got.
To be fair, I have the Kishi V2, and that has programmable buttons right next to the triggers. You have a secondary button as well, and I think at one point I mapped them to the instead of having to click down on the 2 sticks, I just have a button next to the triggers, and it's the 2 times I've used it. Because I remember I've done it. It was like, oh, this is so good. I should use this more. And I never remember to use that. No. I play whenever I play with knife, I still do the whole pushing down the sticks, and then oh right. Yeah. Afterwards, I remember. All right, I could have pressed that button instead.
Guys, I have to bail. I've got to go and pick somebody up from a train station. I'm actually about 15 minutes late, so you'll have to sit.
I mean, the trains won't be on time anyway.
It's a drive.
Not getting here till tomorrow.
Great to see you all. Thank you so much. I will see you all again soon.
Bye, Rokk.
Take care, guys.
But I'm the same with the Steam Deck. I thought, I'm going to use all these buttons at the back and the front, and I never do. Just stick to the front interface.
Yeah, but we stick with what we're used to. The only reason I would like to have what I really like with Steam Deck is the trackpads for mouse simulation, because I do play a lot of keyboard and mouse games. So it would be fun to try that, but. Other than that, I agree. I just need what I'm used to. I don't need much more than that.
My friend, he likes tactile feedback from his controller, so he loves having the X, Y, A, B feel on the button, and I'm like, why? I just want a glossy feel, and I know what a button feels. I don't need to feel like it says X and all this ridge, and
I agree.
I myself am currently on a mission to find the perfect the Switch controller. So I'm trying this one. I just got this one last week, and it has because I have big hands, so the regular Joy-Cons don't work for me. I got one that's kind of similar to this one, but it splits in half, and I can put the Switch in between. But it doesn't have this this nice curvy thing. It's just kind of round, so my fingers keep slipping, especially when I get sweaty.
So, are you specifically looking for one to use in handheld mode, or is it?
Yeah, handheld mode. Yeah. But
because otherwise, I was going to suggest you get an 8-bit do stick and then just connect this via Bluetooth.
I have it.
Use a Stadia controller.
Yeah, I have it. But, so I was using the PS5 controller with this one. I never tried the Stadia controller. But then I'm looking for something where I can kind of switch back and forth because now that I have the second Switch, I have a second deck that I can stream from it. So then it'd be nice if I can just take it off and convert it. So I got one in Japan that converts from it's kind of like a Nishi, like a Kishi, like a Razer Kishi, but it's for the Switch. And I like it and everything, but it's kind of round, so it kind of slips around too much. So I'm like, you know what, that one's nice. But I wanted to try this one because I don't like the Xbox layout, where these things are on different spots.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I love the PlayStation or the Stadia controllers for that. So I'm like, I saw this one that's kind of similar to the Steam Deck. It's cheap. I think it was like $20, $30. So I'm like, I'll try it. And it takes a little while to get used to the Joy-Con or the joystick being up on top. But I do like that I can grab onto it. You know what I mean? With the other one, if I held it with one hand, it would just slip off. So I've just been kind of experimenting. I like the other one that I got in Japan because you can, it's wireless, so you can put it you can put the Switch in between and work it handheld. take it off and work it like
As
a
a normal
regular.
controller, yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool though.
Yeah, but then again, big hands, small grips. So then this one looked interesting. It's okay so far. I still get sweaty hands, so I guess
You know
that's
what?
just a
You know
problem.
why? You know why Nintendo never brought a larger controller out? Because it
it's
would have
for
been a
kids.
big. No, it would have been a big con.
A big con.
A big con.
Oh no.
That was that's the jokes we get you on the show for. Speaking of controllers and jokes, the PlayStation Portal. I tried hard with that segue.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation Portal has been announced, as you mentioned before, that it's getting cloud streaming. Finally, I don't think they announced when it's coming, but it is going to get it. Which we knew all along. It's just weird that they didn't announce it. Like if they had been announced it from the get go, like here's the PlayStation Portal, is you can use it with remote play your PS5, and in the future you'll also be able to use cloud streaming on it. Everyone would be like, yeah, cool, that I can see the use for that. Whereas now they've gone through like 6 months of people shitting on it because it is just such a bad concept. Including me as well. And then now being like, oh yeah, and it's also gonna get cloud streaming soon. It's like, yeah, we assumed that. You should have said it from the get go. Come on. But even despite that, it's apparently sold out 2 days after launch.
Yeah.
I don't understand the world anymore. That's pretty much what I feel.
Isn't PlayStation and Nintendo the ones known for manufacturing limited amounts?
I think both are known through that. Yeah.
No, I was just thinking because that's kind of an additional appeal. That's the only reason that I bought a Switch in the first place is because I couldn't get it, and I'm like, well, wait, I can't get that? Nah, I gotta get it, America, So I was like, I think that's the same strategy. So they make a small amount, push them out, see how they do, and then when the whole sold out concept comes up, then most people want it. It's like, whoa, maybe I was wrong about this. I don't know. It's kind of like a conspiracy theory, but it seems to happen a lot.
I mean, listings with inflated pricing has already started to appear online. So scalpers are already doing their thing. And so if you want to get a Portal, I guess you're gonna have to wait.
Well, the Portal doesn't make sense to me because I go back to the Wii U days, and a lot of gamers said, I don't want a second handheld that connects to my console. Even if you can play the games on the handheld, no one really wants it. I loved it. I know a few people that loved it, but it didn't take off. So I thought, okay, people want handhelds like the PlayStation Vita. So I thought, Sony, you've done well. You had cloud on it. You've done download storage. It was a perfect device. And now for people, Sony to come out and go, okay, we're going to give you a device that remote plays and then connects cloud down the line. I'm like, and everyone's buying it. I'm like, I just don't get it. We had this years ago. I thought we moved on past this stuff.
Yeah.
I thought we got different other stuff that's well better than this approach now. But
yeah, and as Browser points out, it might be that some people find the price point to be good, and I feel the same as you do, Browser. Yeah, it's $200 for a single purpose device is a lot of money for a very little thing. It is too single purpose in my opinion. Like if I want to have this sort of thing, there are ways I can do that with my phone or with a Rokk Ally or a Steam Deck, and that is a multi-purpose device with more uses than just that, which makes more sense. Even though the price point would be higher on those, I would rather spend twice as much and get a Steam Deck that can and then have remote play through the Windows app on it, because that would also work. Sure, I wouldn't get the haptic feedback on the PS5 controller, but I'm fine with that. That's not worth the price point.
I can't stand haptic feedback on that DualSense 5.
No, I love it, but and the adaptive triggers as well. But it's not enough to convince me to spend $200 on a screen.
I was playing Spider-Man 2 and he done a puzzle where you have to start doing the tension. I was like, I don't want to play games for this. I don't want to fight with the controller, and every time I'm pushing it to get in a specific level, the battery's just going.
I've been playing a fair bunch of FIFA lately, and I do enjoy it. Feeling in the adaptive trigger on this player is now getting a bit tired because it's harder for me to push in the sprint button. Like I think that's a nice little like haptic feedback thing.
Do you like the like sort of the audio going through the controller as well? It's like sometimes you might play a game, you got the main audio, then you got someone chatting, and it comes.
No, I hate that.
I hate that.
Does it scare you? You think there's someone in your house?
Yeah.
Or like this, or just the fact that like I was playing FIFA way too late last night, and like the whole family was asleep, and I put the volume down to like 4 on the TV, so that I could just about hear it and get the immersion, but then not wake anyone up or disturb anyone sleep. And then every time the whistle is blown, it comes like really loudly from my controller, and to lower that, I had to go into a different menu to lower the volume on that one, and then I had to remember to put it back up again, I guess, for the next time I want to use it and not have that. And it's like, why? It's just, and the only time I've enjoyed it is in Astro's Playroom. That's the only time. Otherwise, just get rid of it. Astro's Playroom did everything. Like, it's way too good. It's not supposed to. It's a tech demo. It's not supposed to be one of the best games on the platform, but it is.
Well, that's why I have problems with controllers and stuff like that. Is when the generation first comes out, these features are amazing. They say to the devs, "Look, this is what it can do." The devs put it in the games. No one really likes it in a full-fledged game, and then it all becomes gimmick. And then that's what I don't like. That I've got like a gimmick controller. I'd rather just have all defaults off. No rumble, no voice, no tactic feedback and all that. I just want my controller.
Yeah. To move on then to something else, we had Ubisoft have joined a couple of other countries in suspending all their ads on Twitter after some drama.
Controversial post, yeah.
Yeah, this is drama, internet drama, and and I can understand companies not wanting to participate in that. What I thought was interesting about this story wasn't as much the fact that they pulled the advertising, but more the fact that the ad for Nexus VR, which by the way is a great ad, that game looks dope, and it makes me want to get a VR headset. It had 10 million views.
Wow.
And they just took it down. But I mean, how does an ad get 10 million views on Twitter? Like, damn.
You pay for it.
Yeah, true.
Are people
Ubisoft
complaining that there's no Ubisoft ads? Like years ago, we used to have the ad apocalypse on YouTube, and creators were like, "Oh no!" Are people complaining on X?
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest.
It's good for the company not to be, blatant their marketing or what they want in their marketing standards to people that are creating drama on this platform.
Yeah, exactly. It was Elon being anti-Semitic. Among one of many weird things he's done of late. So over at Starbreeze, have you guys played Payday 3 yet?
I have not.
I played a fair bit of Payday 2, but I've not yet touched the third one. But apparently the release of that, they've already recouped the investment on the game, and they spent like 7 years making that game, I think. It was a big investment for them, and it's paid off because it's already recouped the production and marketing costs, and the revenue has risen by 42%.
I'm happy to succeed because my mate is a big, huge Payday fan. He's always tried to get me into it. That's just not my time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see succeed because it's a Swedish company, and that was always like makes me smile.
I got access to it on Game Pass, but I just never once. There's just too many of my games that overshadow it. So
I mean, it's one of those games. It's not fun to play alone, but if you have a group of friends to play with and you team up and you do it together, it is like Left 4 Dead kind of fun. But instead of having instead of zombies, you do a bank heists, and it's a lot of fun.
Are you playing, I guess, bots, or are you playing real players?
I don't remember. I think it's mainly bots, but I think there might be game mode where you can play against players being the police.
Is everything generated? Every map generated?
No, it might be in the third one, not in the second one. The second one was.
What I hate about multiplayer games, and I've played with friends in the past, that we start running down the same path. We can start guessing what we're going to encounter and how to.
Yeah. I don't know how they solve that actually.
So in the end, I feel like everything has to be generated new each time to make a game like this succeed each time that me and my friends come back again and again.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I haven't played Payday in too long to remember. Do you who any of you have a Samsung TV?
I've got, yeah.
FYI, if you missed it, Boostroid has now joined the gaming hub.
Nice. I have a Samsung TV, but not the models with the game hub.
Yeah. There's a select few models. It's not a lot of them. But I've heard good things about it.
I bought it the year before they started releasing the. I missed it by months.
Yeah, that's it's one thing if you like. Yeah, I mean they released that feature 2 years later. It's another one. It's like they just after I bought this thing, they just paid a lot more pain.
I was happy because I've got there was Samsung TV, a Samsung monitor, and that's got all the user interface to gaming hub. And I was happy to have cloud gaming on it, GFN and stuff like that. But then every time I jump a game, I was saying this to Primo before, HDR is not enabled in the games that I'm playing on that streaming app. So I think all these 4K HDR is only available on Shield TV. So even if you buy the latest TV to have the app, it's still losing features. So I think when I'm loading Xbox or GFN on my Samsung TVs, they just look crap. And I'm like, come on, fully support it or don't support it at all.
It would be nice. I think the gaming hub is now supporting 4K as well. On GFN at least, but not the others. Who thinks we need another live streaming service?
Yeah, more than that.
Yay.
If you think we do, then Noise.
Moist.
So apparently Noise is a new streaming platform that someone alerted me to existed, and it's apparently also like it's focused seemingly on multiplayer games. So there's a lot of like Fortnite and the usual streaming services. That's for live streams, not for game streaming. Yeah.
Is it expensive?
I think it's a beta, invite only beta to stream to, and I mean, Twitch and YouTube need competitors for sure. But to me it felt like it didn't really have that much going for them over the others. And I think you kind of need something to stick out. But currently it's invite only for a beta, and so I have no idea what's in there. You can sign up for on the website if you're interested in streaming to somewhere else.
I think for creators to come over. I don't think people are going to change their streaming habits.
Yeah, no, they
I
won't.
think you've got the platform to like with the features, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen big big name content creators switch platforms from Twitch to YouTube and lose a hefty amount of both audience and money. But yes, there is some people who move over for them, but some people just don't. Because and I'm the same in the other way around. I like if someone I watch streams on YouTube and then goes hey I'm gonna switch over to Twitch instead, I'm probably just gonna stop watching that person.
I think it was it Xbox streaming service when I think they got Ninja and he went, oh yeah, we've got the best content creator, and then they think that the numbers are going to translate over to their service, and it didn't.
Yeah, and it's like 10% of Ninja's viewers followed over, and then everyone else just went, fuck it then.
Yeah, I'm just happy opening tabs or whatever on my own streaming service. I don't need another one. So.
Yeah.
But I think Twitch just allowed people to dual stream, so a lot of the
you're allowed to multi-stream now.
Streamers, multi-stream. A lot of the channels that I watched on YouTube that would live stream on Twitch started live streaming on YouTube, and now I watch them over there. So it's almost like it doesn't take away from Twitch; it adds to YouTube because Twitch was the one that was preventing people from multi-streaming. So
and people did it anyway. But you couldn't be affiliated with Twitch if you did, I think.
Right.
Whereas now it's like, fine, we'll let you do it. This has already passed, but I did want to point out the Outer Games did a nice thing where they said any sales they did during, I think it was Monday or Tuesday this week, went directly to UNICEF. So all the money that was spent on games right around the release of Bluey the video game, so hopefully a lot of it went to charity.
Nice.
Always good to see. And it's a bit bad we don't have Matthias here because he would be salivating over this piece of news, I think, as a big handheld fan. But Valve has said that they have a roadmap now for future handhelds and expects a Steam Deck 2 in about 2 to 3 years from now.
That's perfect.
We are getting a Steam Deck OLED, which has more than just a screen upgrade, coming, well, now, already out. But the Steam Deck 2 is about 2 to 3 years away and will be a generational increase. And they've also said that
I like that
the
idea.
original sold in multiple millions.
It just proves that there's the support on what they want instead of just bringing the neck. Because that's what I hate about the handheld space. It just every 6 months there's a new powerful device, and they're not really doing anything much different. So that's where I like in Steam. We'll optimize, we'll customize, we'll have it here for a few years, get your bang out of buck, and then we'll invest a few years later. And I can get behind that message.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Steam Deck has revitalized the handheld market, a market that was pretty much gone. So except for the Switch. So hats off to Valve for that. I think that were one of the best things Valve has done in years to bring back the handheld market. So it's gonna be fun to see how it develops.
It was always there, but wasn't it? It was in most Asian countries, these devices.
Yeah, and it was quite niche even there at this point. Like, I mean, the Sony dropped out of it. Nintendo, I mean, the Switch, yeah, but the Switch is not just handheld. It's like it's not really focused on handheld. Whereas this is more like, oh yeah, I mean, you can do all the PC, most of your PC stuff. I'm still hoping I can get my hands on an Ally one of these days.
Well, that's why I like the Steam Deck, because it's got a clean OS, so it's not that bulky and stuff like that. It just works. I don't really want a device that's got all this full operating system like Windows stuff. I'm just happy with Linux slapped with Steam user interface over it.
I gotta say also, though, I would like the Rokk Ally just because I do need a new PC, and it would be nice to have a handheld PC that I can bring with me and play whenever in bed and things. And then
would you try
when I sit here, just plug it into my docking station, and then I have a full desktop solution.
Would you like them eGPUs that go with it?
I mean, if someone gave one to me, I wouldn't turn it down, but I'm not going to pay for it, because dang, those are expensive. They're like, yeah, I mean, I think they cost about the same as a 75-inch TV for a small GPU. It's crazy. But yeah, and let's as our last story, before we maybe briefly, this ties into our last story. Two last stories, maybe. So, Todd Trude, the news writer for Cloud Dosage, wrote, just remember when Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year, which I think it should.
Absolutely.
You can all thank Google Stadia for bringing this game into existence.
Exactly. I can't stand the idea of Baldur's Gate 3 winning Game of the Year, because I played it in, 2020? And I feel like if the game was so...
No. Hang on.
You
did not play it in 2020. You played early access in 2020. The game in 2020 and the game now is vastly different. They've changed so much around.
If you go on Steam, for example, and you hear early access everywhere on Steam, everywhere on Epic, people still say it's the game, but not in its full. But I feel like if the fan base really loved Baldur's Gate, then I feel like they should have at least tried it on a free tier, playing it on Stadia. They could have got a refund after 2 hours if they didn't like it. But no one did. So I feel like people wanted to play this game on a certain platform.
Well, I think it's not less that, and I think it's more a case of, because, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 was pretty much flying under the radar up until the stream with the bear sex, and then it blew up, and then people started taking a look at it, and then people started playing it on the full release, and that's when things just blew up. Because it is... Like, the game, but like if you compare the first versions of early access that was on Stadia and PC, the game is vastly different. Like they took so much feedback from the community and was like, oh, you didn't like this feature, we'll completely rebuild it from scratch. And they did that several times throughout the development. And also what was on there initially was, I mean, the initial release had the starting the tutorial scene, and then the Druid's Grove, and then that was basically it. And then they added the Goblin Camp and the and the Blighted Village, and then the eventually the Underdark was a big, like, oh, you added all of that? Holy shit, how big is this game? And all of that is still just one act out of 3. So it's like a third of the game.
I didn't know that it existed until maybe January this year.
Yeah, and like most people didn't even know it existed until August this year.
Is this what Stadia's fault? It was bad marketing, and then the developers never got behind it, and no one could push the message.
To be fair, though, like for Larian, I think, because I mean, it's one of those. Larian, like, they pitched the game to Wizards of the Coast. They got had a lot of money from Divinity Original Sin 2. But I mean, Google paid for a big chunk of the development cycle to bring it to Stadia as a exclusive, because it was also on PC. But like the bulk of their 99% of their players were still on PC. Like, that's where their biggest, like, it was a PC game that also was on Stadia, essentially.
I do feel bad for it, because like I said, I love the service, but I feel bad for Google. They're like, we had Dead Island 2, we had FIFA, and we also had Baldur's Gate, and then you're looking at the awards going, God, if we just a little bit longer.
And they had a great relationship with Remedy, with Control. I'm like, if Stadia had been around now, they would have had Alan Wake 2 as well, and probably with some exclusive features, because they had a great relationship. So yeah, it's yeah.
And when Netflix and all these YouTube games are coming out now, people would have said,
"Oh, Google is already regretting it, I'm sure."
Yeah.
But I don't think there is a way back for them now. I think they've shut that door forever, at least for the foreseeable future. But speaking of Stadia, FYI, I think you have until the end of the year to, if you have a Stadia controller and you've not set it to Bluetooth mode yet, and you want to be able to keep using it, you have until the last day of this year to do that.
It's good that you said that, because I've got about 5 behind me. I've done it to other families, but I haven't done mine yet. So,
yeah, get on that. You have, what is it? 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 37 days.
One right there.
Or 38 days.
Yeah.
So do this, because this controller is amazing, and in Bluetooth mode you can keep using it. If you don't do this until up until December 31st, you're on your own. You're probably not going to be able to do it, and you're probably just going to have a brick sitting there.
That just
you can use the wired. It works wired. It works wired.
It still works wired, though. To be fair, yeah, that is true.
If I don't actually turn on the Bluetooth, I'll be going on the streets like a vigilante, and that'll be my batarang. I'll just be throwing Stadia controllers at people.
I'd love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it will return, though.
You know, I dodged your midnight blue. Take me wasabi. You know, just throwing colours.
I mean, I wish I had a wasabi. I'm probably gonna pick one up at some point on like eBay or something, because I do want one for the collection of it.
Remember, you need to get it before, so you can activate the Bluetooth.
Unless the person selling it has already done this, of course. And I'm guessing that someone will like, you know, the source code will show up somewhere for this, and you can do it yourself. But
if you come to my neck of the woods, Bjorn, I can always throw a controller. Thanks, Alt. Got a wasabi. Damn, Bjorn, come back.
Exactly. So yeah, you have 38 more days to do it, and the switching is permanent. Although, why would you have it in Wi-Fi mode when you can only use it on Stadia? Doesn't really make sense. So basically, it's turning off the Wi-Fi chip in it, and it's used to throwing that juice over into the Bluetooth chip, so that the Bluetooth chip has enough power to actually be a working Bluetooth device. Previously, there was a low powered one that just was done to initially connect, and after that was basically not using Bluetooth at all. So it is a firmware update, and it's very easy to it's basically plug it in, and then click some boxes that pop up, and then wait like a minute, and then you're done. It's very easy to do.
It's very easy.
So yeah, definitely do that. But lastly, speaking of the Game Awards,
what about the controller was it? Wasn't it USB-C as well?
Yeah, USB-C.
Yeah, so you've got latest charging wires round. It's good to charge, plug in.
Yep. So since I have you here, what do you think about the Game Awards? Anything that got snubbed? Anything that you expect will win? Any hope special category where you hope like, oh, I hope this one wins?
I am very upset at the music score. I really thought Octopath Traveler 2 should have won and been nominated. I love Square Enix, love Final Fantasy 16, their OST, and I loved the spoken music, and I feel like they should have been also considered as a nomination. I know Square Enix can only lead with one, but I felt they should have led with Octopath Traveler 2.
Yeah, I agree that there's a snub in this category. I don't agree. I don't think it's like, I agree that both, like, Octopath has always great music, but to me, Stray Gods should be on this list because that game is
I mean, I love
mind blowing. The music is great, but also the fact that it's interactive music. It's a bloody like Broadway style musical, and you can change, like, make your decisions within the songs themselves, and they will change it all around. And it's great music.
So good, wasn't it? Because like it was like a Tales feel to it, and
Yeah.
you're walking around doing RPG, but with music.
And some amazing. And I mean, I love Austin Wintory. He's one of the best composers ever. So it would be fun to see him be nominated for that because it is one of those projects that I think someone like I saw him in an interview say basically we thought, why have no one done this before, like an interactive musical. And then we started doing it, and then we realized why no one has done it before.
Well, these critically acclaimed things there that they're saying, well, this is new for 2023, or they can see where the gaming is going in the future. I just don't understand why they didn't see the title Stray Gods, a musical RPG, and go, wait there, that's a great genre going forward. And then
or that's something that should maybe be considered for the Game Awards for best music. But yeah, but at the same time, I do have to say, Borisov Slavov outdid himself with Baldur's Gate 3. It does some really interesting things. Like it dares to go where game music hasn't really gone before in a lot of cases. Like, I'll just say this: House of Hope.
I mean,
Raphael's final act. That score is just. I mean, I don't want to spoil it if you guys haven't heard it and seen it in game yet. But like that thing, oh my god, that is the best music track I think I've ever heard in a video game ever.
To me, it's like when you hear Baldur's Gate 3, it's like a track that it's going to war. It's like there's momentum building.
Yeah, the main theme, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I feel that what wins quite a lot of times. Like me, I would have loved like a Final Fantasy 16, like Clive and Jill's, I don't love song, for example. I'd rather hear like a romantic melody.
But here's the thing: in Baldur's Gate, you get all of that because you have Alfira's song, for example, and they have Down the River. There's like 4 different love songs with full-on lyrics within the game world.
So I would love to see that, for example.
Yeah, I mean, they are all part of that soundtrack.
Not have like the epic soundtrack like going to war, because in the end, like we just like God of War last year doing roughly the go to war mentality.
Yeah, but also like the battle music in Baldur's Gate has a lot of intricate details with like they have a lot of like down-tuned lutes and like drone sounds on lutes that you don't do that with a lute normally, but here they've done like used that as the like almost like a bass line of the music, which is really interesting. So like out of these, I would 100% give it to Baldur's Gate, but I would have liked to see Stray Gods on there.
You all need a round of applause. Like I said, I would love Octopath Traveler, but I think Alan Wake 2 is going to win that one.
It might. But also, there was I think I reported on this a few weeks ago. There was in the UK. There's a concert event, the video game concert event, where they had two symphony orchestra concerts on the same day that they opened up tickets for. It was one with the music from The Last of Us, and then there was one with music from Baldur's Gate. The Last of Us one, I think there are still tickets for. The one for the Baldur's Gate sold out in 3 hours.
Oh, I'll have a little look, just in case I can get.
So yeah,
so that one.
It? London?
Yeah, London. And to the point where they're now considering, how do we bring this to the rest of the world? How do we do this as a tour with the Baldur's Gate soundtrack?
With the Game Award, there was another nomination. I like everyone else. Well, I was like, why wasn't Hogwarts Legacy?
Where is Hogwarts Legacy in this?
I agree.
That sold well, and in the end, I understand people sitting there saying political and agendas and stuff like that, but I was like, it sold well. It's a fan favourite. It's a game to movie, whatever adaptation to book. So I thought it should have been. I thought it would have been somewhere in some categories. So yeah.
So let's go around the table. Phoenix, which out of these for game of the year the nominations, which one would you pick for Game of the Year? But also, which game would you like to see added to this list?
So, firstly, I don't think Resident Evil 4 should be in any of the categories that they were nominated for.
I can see why. I can see why they're there, but I definitely see your point.
Is it a remake or?
Yeah, it's a remake.
Yeah.
I agree it should be there. I'm one of them people like a small minority.
I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it. I've played every single one, and I just didn't like it.
How come a remake is on the list? I don't understand that part.
Well, the way I see it is people have said that why is a remake on the list, and I'm like, okay, this game came out in like 2004. You know, by the time it was on that timepiece, gamers probably weren't even born or old enough to play an 18-year-old game. So I feel like what he's done is he reimagined it, brought it back up, and then brought the game to 2023 standards, where gamers now who didn't vote in the past now can vote and say it is a game that reflects their 2023. And I think that's my messaging behind it.
But is it Game of the Year material?
I've not played it to fruition. You know, I just remember Resident Evil in the past. I'm waiting for the VR experience. It's a shame it hasn't came out, so I've not played.
Yeah, because Resident Evil 4 was in the VR category as well, wasn't it? I think.
Was it?
I don't think it came out yet, has it? It's coming out.
We can easily check. Resident Evil Village VR mode.
That one, yeah.
It's there, but yeah.
I think
so yeah.
Hogwarts should definitely have been in there somewhere. I think they were robbed. And I think the winner for me, I haven't played Spider-Man, but I've watched a lot of streams of Spider-Man. I want it to be Baldur's Gate, but I think it's going to be Zelda.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Zelda.
Yeah, I think it seems like the likely outcome, if not Baldur's Gate wins it. Baldur's Gate or Zelda, I think it's going to be. Primo, how about you?
So I've only played Zelda, and I played it like for a couple hours, and then I decided to go back to the Breath of the Wild before I continued with that one. I haven't played any of the other ones, but the only two contenders would be Zelda or Spider-Man 2, and I mean, Zelda's my type of game, so I think they're going to win. But
yeah,
with my limited experience.
Any game you would like to see added to this list then?
Animal Crossing? No, I'm joking.
Well, you can't win twice, right? Or apparently Resident Evil has proved you could.
Bluey. I think my daughter's vote goes for Bluey. No, not really. Like I said, I'm still kind of building my gaming repertoire up a little bit. So I'm pretty ignorant with all the new games that came out. Hogwarts, I was tempted to buy it. The price kind of made me stop because my wife she's a Harry Potter fan, so I was going to get it for her, but for $80, I think it was the price. I was like, I don't know if that's worth testing it out, especially since she doesn't like the 3D games. Yeah, so I can't really think of anything else that would go in there that like I felt needed to be on there.
Yeah, and I mean, when you get the chance, do pick up Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's one of those games that, in my opinion, belongs in everyone should try it out. It might. Yeah. It is a quite unique style of game. With the quite slow turn-based combat and everything. But like it has so much going for it. It is I deem it the best game I've ever played. So definitely.
Yeah, I haven't gotten so much into turn-based games, but I have played a few that have changed my mind about the mechanics of that. And I've seen SPG and his crew kind of play that game, so I'm curious to try it just to see if it's my style.
Yeah, and if nothing else, the narrative is pretty great, and there are a lot of characters to fall in love with, in more ways than one. Holtz, how about you?
I've just said about Hogwarts. I'm scratching my head how that's not in there. I thought I wanted Spider-Man 2 to win or compete with the likes of Tears of the Kingdom, and I played it, and then I realised this fighting mechanic is still like Arkham games, the Arkham Asylums, Arkham City, Batman's. it hasn't really evolved much from number one, and I'm like, the story narratives are so drawn out from what I've seen in movies, cartoon adaptations, comics, that to me I don't feel like it was a refreshing game of 2023. So that was one of my biggest disappointments. I can see why people like it if you've not seen other content of Spider-Man, but to me I thought it was very dull, and I would have very happily replaced it with a game like Fire Emblem Engaged, because I really, really enjoyed that. I know it's not going to be a liked opinion, but I feel like there was more games that I really enjoyed this year that I could just say, quickly just switch it out. No pun intended.
A little bit pun intended.
Yeah.
And Neil points out that he didn't use like turn-based games before Baldur's Gate, but now he's kind of turned around full circle and kind of don't want to play real-time combat anymore. So there's always that. As for myself, as a very much non-horror fan, Alan Wake 2 and Resident Evil is already off the list for me. Spider-Man, I feel, is one of those, Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales are both one of the, in a sense, it's more of the same of the first Spider-Man game, which is a great game, but it's just more of the same is good in terms of if I like something, I want more of it, but it's not really a game of the year. It's never gonna be. It's just the same thing. Yeah, there's more of that, and at some point it's gonna you get a bit tired of it. No matter how much they try to improve certain details and quality of life things. So as much as I think I'm pretty sure Spider-Man 2 when I eventually get it and play it will be amazing. It is just more Spider-Man. We've already done that. Been there, done that.
This is exactly what I felt like last year with God of War Ragnarok and Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that. They are great games, but I don't think that they're the next iteration of the game. I think they're sort of in between one and then the next future gen game.
Yeah.
So I feel like I said, more the same, familiar. Great for some fans, but I feel like people, that's what I felt fatigued.
It's kind of even great analogy because it's also Marvel. The more it is a lot do we want more Marvel movies? Marvel movies are fun, but they're not really doing anything new anymore. They haven't for a long time. And that's fine. It doesn't have to do anything new. It just has to be more of the same. And that's when you're in the mood for it, you want it.
Well, when I love Marvels and stuff, like the Marvel movies and that, but I feel now it's just the tongue-in-cheek jokes are just always every few sentences, from Love and Thunder and them all. And now I'm like, oh my God, the same, receipt again, should I say. Recipe, should I? Yeah, and I feel like they are good, and I can't say they're ever bad, but good maybe is not what to find a movie of the year.
Yeah, I would even say that it's good, but it's not gonna win any awards, and it shouldn't win any awards. And I feel kind of the same about Spider-Man 2. To be fair, not having played Spider-Man 2, maybe I'll find it to be super revolutionary, but it feels like it's more of the same, more of something good, but is it game of the year? No, it shouldn't be on this list. I agree that Hogwarts should be, because Hogwarts, while also not really doing anything groundbreaking per se, it is one of those games it's just another great open world RPG, but it's one done with the way they pulled it off and the way they created the Hogwarts grounds in such detail. And the gameplay is fun. They took a classic genre and made it really honed it down into something very, very well made. So that I can see be on this also because it's not more of the same. It is something new for a new audience. As I said, and you all know what I think about Mario. So Mario is definitely off this list as well. And
I think it's
so. At the end of the day, it's gonna stand between Zelda and Baldur's Gate, and I'm sorry to Zelda, but Baldur's Gate's gonna win that any day of the year.
I feel it shows character that Mario is still there, and it's still sold well to bring gamers to a 2D platformer. And I feel like, that could be the same, but they just reinvent the characters again and again and again, and I feel that deserves to be highlighted. So that's why I understand it's a nominee. I would never ever get rid of Mario Wonder in the Game of the Year franchise.
Yeah, to me, it's more of a I don't like Mario, so I don't want it on this list. I have almost as many issues with Mario as I do with Paw Patrol. As a parent who's seen way too much Paw Patrol.
Listen, yeah, I can see it now. Nintendo's going to bring, they're going to bring Mario Gate
And they're going to add dice, and you're going to be like, I love it.
Yeah. No, it's like, I'm not saying Mario's bad. I'm just saying I don't like it. And like, in a household where Mario, like my son has like a stuffed Mario that he sleeps with every night and has done for it since he was 3 years old. Like that is not an opinion that's very popular in the rest of the house, but it's my opinion. No, but like Baldur's Gate 3 is the best narrative experience I've ever had in a game. It's the best. Like the gameplay is just so deep, and what it does most of all is it captures the essence of playing a tabletop RPG with your friends around the table, and that is something I've been doing for 10 plus years, and I love it. And Rudix, you're like, I challenge you to get over here, and then I'll challenge you to we can play a game and see who wins. But I get to pick the game.
Bjorn, do you think more people will vote for Baldur's Gate as a collective across platforms than Zelda? Are there more
Yes.
Zelda people?
I
than
think
Baldur's Gate
there's
combined across everything.
I think yes, because like even though a lot of people there's a massive fan base for Zelda and a lot of people love Zelda, I think one v one on Keep You Uppy and Bluey. There we go. But no, like I think Baldur's Gate 3 is like even the people who like if you're not a Zelda fan, like super fan, and you're like, I'm gonna vote for Zelda no matter what. I think there's a lot of people who maybe played a little bit of Zelda or played a lot of Zelda, but also then played Baldur's Gate 3, or maybe people who haven't played any of them, but will still be like have heard and seen things about Baldur's Gate 3 that makes you go like, yeah, I mean that is such a milestone for the games industry. We need to award it.
There's something about it. It's seen like Spider-Man, Mario, and Tears of the Kingdom where it's exclusive, and having them merits just to have it exclusive makes it more epic, I should say, than a cross-platform game. You know,
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. But at the same time, I think what really like Sven Rinke, the head of Larian Studios, said in an interview like that they put as much love into like into a piece of content that 1% of their audience will see as they do in as something that everyone in the tutorial, because those 1% will experience this, be like, oh my god, the game accounted for this weird thing that I didn't think it would, and actually like they had voice lines, and like it opened up something new for me, and they will tell that story to everyone else, and that will make every decision you make through the game feel more important. Because something that Baldur's Gate 3 really nails is the feeling of like every choice you do feels real and important. Whereas, I mean, the amount of times we get choices in games, and it's just smokes and mirrors, and it's not really a choice in the end anyway. In Baldur's Gate 3, most of those choices are real choices, and the ones that aren't feel like they are due to the fact that so many of them are, and especially so many of the weird ones. Like you can, like, and also just the way you can like interact with things, and like essentially break the game, and the game just goes, yeah, sure, do that. We'll even reward you for it, and acknowledge that you did that. I've seen a clip where the Matt Mercer, one of the voice actors of the game, but also the like head of Critical Role, famously, he did a thing that his players had done to him when he had played D&D, which is essentially he started stacking, like he was trying to get into a castle, and he couldn't really get in, so he started stacking crates and created a staircase of crates outside this castle, and then he used a teleportation arrow to shoot it over the castle wall and teleport himself inside the castle. And he did that in a live stream with the head of Baldur's Gate, the development next to him, who basically said, I didn't expect that to work, and I've never seen anyone try that.
Do you know what? I love that approach in gaming, because I'm that type of person that I hate when a developer forces me to go down a certain path. So I come to the castle and I go, I can climb through that window right there. And you go, no, your character can't. You go, no,
in this you can.
Down. And they go, no, we want you to go through the front door, because that kicks off our next scene. And you're like, why can't I just come through that window? So I love the way that Baldur's Gate.
It's one of those, like, I had a quest in Act 3 that I spent way too, like, I ended up aggroing way too many people, and it was a combat that took me 45 minutes to complete because it was just so hard. And I think I had to do it twice as well because I forgot to save afterwards. And I've seen a clip of someone doing that in 2 minutes by essentially climbing the roof of the house on the other side of the road, and then shooting a flaming arrow through the open window and exploding everything in there.
Which, I mean, these are like, I think like these are fan accolades where only certain percentage does it. Where I don't think critics see these features mechanics that only a certain percentage of fans do, and then go, okay, this is going to win Game of the Year because of that.
And I think the thing that Larian really succeeded at is, and I think a lot of that is through the community building that they've done, and like empowering a lot of the creators and just regular people and like boosting their stories. They really nailed making sure that people know about these stories. Like I think there's so many people, like anyone who's played the game has one of these stories, and they've told their friends about it. Meaning that it's like the game is impressive to anyone, even if you haven't played it, because you know someone who has explained this cool thing that happened. And at the end of the day, like if you compare that to, oh hang on, live broadcast will end in 6 seconds. What? What's happening? I guess that's our show.
Bye.
Check out Primo. Check out Phoenix. Holt still doesn't have a channel. Yeah, I think we're off the air. No. Are we not? No, we're still on the air. I don't know what it's doing. It says we're off the air, but now it also says we're live. I have no idea anymore. Yeah, I guess I could talk about Baldur's Gate forever. Yeah, guys, anything? Holz, do you have a channel yet?
No, but I'm not here about these Game of the Year awards. There's a lot of people that go onto social media and they're raving about it, and I'm
that's just
take a step back. Take a step back. Gaming's supposed to be fun. And in the end, we all have differences. And in the end, I'm the type of person that likes hearing Bjorn about Baldur's Gate. I actually own it. I hope he sells it on to me, and I hope that we can all just have a happy Discord and going, what's going to win Game of the Year, and not be like all them people on social media.
And I mean, very much agree. And I mean, if you don't like the Game of the Year list that the Game Awards has put out, make your own. Like, the Game of the Year is different for everyone, and or not, maybe not different for everyone, but like there are thousands of games released every year. We all have our favorites each year, and we should celebrate. Like, I think the Game of the Year, the concept of the Game of the Year is more celebrating our favorite games that year than anything else. I think a lot of time, just like the console wars, we end up in just fighting over which thing is best. But at the end of the day, there's plenty love to go around. Like, we should celebrate the cool things about video games. And I mean, yes, this is a big Oscars kind of thing. I mean, the Game Awards last year had 115 million live viewers. The Oscars had like 26 million. Just to show the scale of it all. Like, sure, but at the same time, like, if you don't like this list, there are 500 different magazines and newspapers and websites that give out Game of the Year every year, and I'm sure you'll find your favorites on one of them.
This year was a really strong year. There were so many games that I wanted to play.
Yeah, and I mean, there like all of these games on this list, and then 10 other games that are not on this list would have been like if any of them had come out last year and won Game of the Year last year, I would not have been surprised.
I'm a horrible gamer because I've got some of these games literally on my backlog on multiple platforms, and all I'm saying to myself now is roll on 2024. Because I'm ready for like Tekken 8, Final Fantasy Reverb, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, other game, and people's like, Holt, you've just got the leading games of 2023. I'm like, that's part of the hype. It's part of gaming.
Yeah, I'm actually weirded in that situation because I don't know if I have any game for next year that I'm excited about yet.
I've got all my
yet. There will be. Don't worry. But currently, I'm like, there's nothing that's been announced that's coming next year that I'm like, oh yeah, I have to play that. I don't know. But then again, I still haven't played half of the games that I want to play this year, and Baldur's Gate alone will keep me going for 3 years. So I guess I'm fine.
It's bad. I've got Lords of the Fall and Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm like, how am I going to have time to finish both of them? I have to pick one.
And I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is one of those where you can easily play it 5 times and still discover new things.
I'm just trying to play it once.
Yeah, I'll
just want to play it once.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not done yet with my first playthrough, and I already know I want to play it three more times at least.
I've told this story before. I played Witcher 3 for 283 hours, done side quests, done everything. Thought it was epic, but that game broke me. And now I can't go and play long hour games now because I'm like,
It's too much time to invest. Go and move on to another game. I'm really happy that you guys can do it multiple 5 times. I'm really glad, but to me, I'm like...
I'm not saying I can, I'm saying I want to. Like I said, this is a 200-hour game easily, and I've played like 50 hours, and I'm already close to the end of it. But that just means I have 200 hours that I haven't explored that I can go back and do for the next playthrough. And then the one after that. So like I'm spreading it out by 200 hours over several one of them, but yeah.
It's like the people that played Skyrim. They've never finished the story. They just go on epic adventures.
Yeah, I think I rushed through the main story in Skyrim once, and then I never touched it again. But I played 500 hours of Skyrim. So yeah.
Long time.
But yeah, Primo, where can people find you, and do you have anything interesting planned for this week? Oh, you're muted. Or you're not even muted. We just don't have any audio through your mic. I think maybe EVMAX has picked the wrong input. No, nothing yet. There, I heard something. No.
It switched it off.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
There it is. Okay, it's working now. All right. I think it switched. My camera went off earlier when I froze.
Yeah.
I think it changed my inputs. No, I'm just gonna stream whenever I have a chance. It's it's a kind of family weekend, so unless they want me to do something, I'm just gonna jump on my channel, put in youtube.com/primoyoni and then play some games. That's about it. Nothing special.
Nice. Phoenix, how about you?
Good. So I've been really busy lately, so I haven't been streaming very much, but I'm hoping tomorrow afternoon I'm going to be on Twitch for a couple of hours. So it's Miss Phoenix, and Phoenix is spelled F-E-E-N-I-X. And I'm going to just go through my PlayStation library and see what little cool arcade games I can stream, really. So if anyone's got any suggestions, that would be great.
Teardown.
There we go.
Yeah, play Teardown. There we go. Holtz, you don't have a channel yet. Still,
I've always said this, even when I was on the Rokk. I'm too selfish, and I like kicking my feet up and just having me time. My game, me. I love interacting with you on podcasts, but I feel like I wanted the channel, still dragging my feet.
Yeah, I mean, this time last year we had joked about you getting your own channel for 4 months.
And I think last year you joked around me playing that game that I still never got around to, that big the Korean game. Can't remember.
Yeah.
A famous one.
Yeah, that one.
but to me, it's like the mobile game, that mobile famous game, RPG.
God, what was it? Genshin?
Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Still remember the show, laughing and joking, saying, I'll get round to it. Never did. That's a year down. But to me, I've got so much games to play, but I'm picking my feet up. I want to watch Onimusha, the anime series on Netflix. I want to watch the new Godzilla on Apple TV. So I feel like I want to step back a little bit from gaming, catch up on what I've missed from the anime, and then dive back into gaming near the end of the year. Because I know that when the holidays kicks up, I can just binge hundreds of hours of stuff.
That would be nice.
And that's the dream. That's the dream. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. As for myself, I think content-wise, I think most of my content that I had planned is already out now, because I've managed to, while I haven't been able to do any of many of these shows in the past 2 weeks due to various reasons, I have been able to put out a lot of videos, which is nice. I finally finished my Baldur's Gate 3 review, live streamed all of Bluey last night, recorded and uploaded, and I did the mistake of agreeing to getting a review copy of Just Dance. That review is out there, and I apologize for the B-roll of me dancing. You probably it's that's on the internet forever now. Yeah, didn't think that through when I said yes to that one. I did also do that mistake again, in a sense, because I just agreed to just today. I said yeah, sure, I'll have a review copy of Rocksmith Plus.
Everyone liked the video because I want to see Bjorn 2024, 2020. He's going to be Just Dance for the next decade. Come on.
I mean, every year I'm going to get the review copy and do that same video again, compared to the year before, probably. My kids love it though. But,
you're getting ready for Eurovision, Bjorn. That's all you have to keep on saying.
Yeah, I think I read that there is a like Eurovision playlist in there, which I gotta find because I want to I want to check out because I found the library to be quite weak, and then apparently there are more of them that I just haven't found. But they're in like seasonal playlists or something.
Well,
it's
in
weird.
the end, I can get Just Dance. Eurovision left my city, going to yours.
Yeah, no, it's not even going to my city though.
Oh, yeah.
We Stockholmers are quite annoyed at this. It's not going, although I get it because I think it's there's a sport a sports game that's scheduled for that day in the arena that Eurovision would have been if it had been in Stockholm, and then the week after is that arena is booked all week for Taylor Swift. So and there's gonna be prep work needed ahead of Taylor Swift. That is not something you pop up in a day. So yeah, I get it. We couldn't do it this year, but at the same time, Malmö, no, they had it last time as well. We should be Stockholm. That's where it belongs. That's where we have the Melody Festival and the finals. It's here in Stockholm. That's our thing. But yeah, apparently not. We're not getting it. But they did announce the host. They have not yet announced who's going to host the show. But they did announce who's going to host the Swedish show, and that's at least so. Hopefully soon. Yeah, I'm not a fan of most music in Eurovision, but I do love watching Eurovision every year. It is quite the ride.
I'm one of those saddos. I've got a score sheet.
Yeah, me too. We also do that.
Rank it on performance, outfit.
Yep.
They're song.
And I love being critical as well. I'm usually the most critical person in our friend groups.
Yeah, a lot of us don't even like Eurovision, right? Eurovision, not that good. But what we used to like Terry Wogan, and he used to get drunk further and further during the show, right? And our hosts just like getting drunk. So they start off going, yeah, Eurovision's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And you tune in for the host just getting drunk going, yeah.
This is rubbish.
This is rubbish. The country's biased. They're going to give the UK.
I mean, Graham Norton is one of the best commentators ever for Eurovision.
And Norton's the same. He gets
Prima, have you watched Eurovision before?
I know what you guys are talking about because I think somebody mentioned it on here before, but I've never seen one. And,
you gotta watch. You should watch it this year in 2024.
Right? Like a singing competition or something.
Yeah, so basically all the countries in Europe and a couple of other countries as well, like Australia, they send one original song, and it could be established artists, or it can be completely new artists, and they have performed this song. It can only be 3 minutes long, and there's a bunch of rules, and then all of these countries that participate, they vote on who should win. And it's a point-based system where you can get 1 through 8, and then there's 8, 10, 12. 12 is the highest, and and at the end of the night, after a 4-hour show of 30 songs or 25 songs, and then you have the scoring system and the acts in between while they count up all the scores, and then you have a winner at the end of it with 350 points goes, and then the winner hosts the year after. It's an insane party, and you have songs where they sing things like we are the winners of Eurovision, or alcohol is free. Those are lyrics that have been in Eurovision songs throughout the years.
Do you know one of my dirty secrets was? Guilty pleasures was Eurovision the movie, with Rachel McAdams. And
it's a decent movie.
I thought that was hysterical. I think that encapsulates the true essence of Eurovision. I love all that quirkiness.
Yeah. Also, the song in that got nominated for an Oscar, amazing song, and also the singer of that song is actually not Rachel McAdams. It's actually the Swedish singer Molly Sandén, who's really, really good.
Lovely voice.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this Thanksgiving special. Prima, we're gonna let you run off and prepare for your Thanksgiving party. And thank you so much for joining us. Finally, we could have you on.
Yeah. Thank you for the invite. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever find the time to jump on, you're always welcome to join on. And Holt, welcome back.
That's what I'm saying. It was a pleasure that Rokk actually seen me in chat, and I just had my feet up, and I was just chilling in Primo's.
Now you have the link. Just click the link whenever you want, and just jump in. We'll always love to have you on.
I'm a bit more free, so if I've got anything that I want to joke or talk,
Yeah, and Miss Phoenix, thank you so much as well for joining. I keep asking you every week, and I know you're a busy woman.
I'm gonna get a restraining order against you.
I know you're busy, but I love that. I love it when you can join us. And yeah, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see everyone next week. Where's the outro? There's the outro.